as the patch and the meta kind of evolved all the way to the major. It's a hero we saw kind of fall off in favor of more, Mars, even kind of Enigma to some degree. This is the first time I've seen him in a fair while. He hasn't changed much. He's still the friendly green watermelon, your neighborhood friendly green watermelon, but I just think that teams have kind of preferred to go with some other heroes. Strong lane matchup, though. We'll see here if you can assist for the first blood, as the point in Gush is going to be countered with first point in Leap. So instead, they're going to go for Ads, who is going to take that first point in Ice Shards. I think you'd want to do that anyway to secure range last hit.
Yes. You want to go for first point for securing range, like you said. I think against, because your lane is against Viper, right? I wonder if you're going to swap the build. Because usually we saw maxing of tag team, right? But against Viper, you might need to go for more points in Snowball, or more points in Shards even, to try to not play the lane. It certainly shouldn't be a Tusk favorite lane, I would imagine. Cube is still trying to steal that rune. Battery Assault onto 2, but I think they're going to stun him and prevent him from stealing it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, J4 takes it.
He's out of there. That is going to be, let me just check on Viper's mana. He's going to be fine. I thought maybe, Viper, basically no mana regeneration, 18 mana there. He was spamming a few of the poison attacks. He's basically back to full mana now as he returns to lane. Missing, I don't know, 1 poison attack's worth. Not that big of a deal. Something I did want to quickly highlight on is we'll stick, I'll continue to spectate this mid lane to see how Ads can do here for the first range creep, which unfortunately is going to be denied. This item build right now in CK, I'm starting to see this a lot more. Just straight up a stick, and I guess either now the Gauntlets of Strength or 3 Iron Branches has been incredibly popular.
I guess especially against a Tide, it feels like it's the build to go for, right? Because he's going to definitely spam spells in this lane. And you're not going to get killed by the early Gush momentum. Oh, he got it.
Oh, there were.
Oh, Tide got it. Well, didn't die.
He's going to be fairly pleased with that one. A little bit here, trapped on the high ground. Has taken the second point in the corrosive skin as well, so Ads is not going to be too pleased no matter what he does in this lane, to be honest, but does find at least that deny. Yeah, this seems like a fairly brutal lane against the Tusk.
Right?
I don't know. When they picked this Viper and still committed to Tusk mid, I kind of felt the same way I felt about this Monkey King pick, which is like I see issues with this pick in lane especially.
Sure. The good thing I think about the Tusk is that he's not meant to win this lane necessarily, right? Like, of course, it's ideal if he does, but he is strong just with experience. So as long as he doesn't get too many denies off the Viper, I think Ads will be fine. And he doesn't need that expensive a core to a degree. Especially if Mirana rotates, I feel like this lane actually should not be that bad. Because Tanner does combine really well with tag team because of the leap attack speed.
That he does, as well as just a natural synergy between him and the supports, right? Kind of the shards giving you a little bit of a target, right, for your arrow to kind of naturally find. True. A snowball and Enigma into a fight, right? Maybe he is able to get a spell off or at least forced a couple spells from your opponents. I could see that as well going your way. So, there's natural synergy, even if his lane's a little bit difficult.
That is a good point, actually. There's some good synergy there. Even with Mars, you can do that. Maybe in the early it's more reliable because Enigma might just die. But like you snowball in, he arenas before he gets the
Absolutely.
blink.
Absolutely. I mean, you don't probably want to take the, you don't want to pile everyone into the snowball because then there's going to be a Ravage waiting for you on the other side. But, a couple of heroes now here and there, I certainly could see being strategic.
The more the merrier, they say, right? So, I mean, I think that's how the strategy is.
I think that's what Tide said. Yeah.
Everyone builds Blink to avoid the Ravage. That's what they have to do. They snowball in. They force Ravage, and they all blink out.
Next time we get
they all blink into the epicenter of the Tide Ravage.
Right, that's where it's safest, right? That's the eye of the Ravage. That's where it's safest.
It's like a hurricane. You got to drive to the center of it.
Yeah, it's true. I learned that from Storm Chasers.
I didn't know they chased hurricanes. I suppose that would make sense.
That's a movie, and I know Storm Chasers.
Oh, I don't know. I grew up in the Midwest, so we saw Twister.
Oh, right. Depending on what state you were from, you watched a different.
You watched a different disaster movie. Yeah, if you were from the southern U.S., it was hurricanes.
Shad.
Yeah, Shad's in trouble though. Oh, he's got a big wand though. I think he makes it out.
He does have a big wand. J4's like, I'll tank the battery assault for you. I may look like one, but I'm not a creep.
He's not.
So it doesn't deal double damage to me.
Yeah, fortunately they didn't double the damage overall. That'd be approaching levels of ridiculousness just towards the creeps. Which still, helps the core clock in a lot of ways.
As a clock player, I think it would be okay if they wanted to do that. I have no complaints. Cube. Oh, chasing after Shad. Didn't get him with a battery assault. J4 being chased down by Max. They use the glyph as well. So they're going to keep tanking this tower. Shad wants to counter-initiate now. J4 just waiting for the tower to someday target Tide, but unfortunately, Max is really good about the aggro there.
Yeah, there he goes. He gets his first 2 shots, but he's already kind of dealt with the Eidolons fairly nicely. That was also an Eidolon usage used to not deny a range creep, so they'd like to deny this one, which should look fairly easy. Yep, there it goes. So not too big of a deal, right? Still get the deny.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad overall. Shad got a couple of last hits on this dive, which is rare. He healed back up anyway. Got a couple lucky crits, to be honest. Didn't get a kill because they're too tanky anyway, but we didn't expect this lane to go too well for CK. Tide is a very good lane matchup, as you mentioned earlier.
And speaking of, U.S. natural disasters, the Avalanche that you'd maybe like a Tusk mid to kind of start going here with the Snowball doesn't really seem to be the case. He is being, fairly out-denied, 14 denies overall, so a lot of Ads' last hits will be coming from these neutral creeps, which simply just don't give us much, right? There's another range deny in favor of Viper. So this is starting to look a little bit, quite one-sided, maybe as you'd expect it to be in the draft when you do end up fluxing this Viper. And the reason I bring that up, because this was fairly obvious, I would say, to us from the laning setup, is this was a first pick, like a first phase Viper, rather. So it still does find like a lot of use in this draft, doesn't it?
Yeah, I do think that the snowballing of the Viper could provide Ivy all the space they need for Monkey King to recover from what was not the ideal lane. That said, Monkey King is also doing well early, so maybe they're just going to be able to destroy this early game like they originally predicted with their draft.
Arrow? Oh, it was already used here.
Yeah, they used it earlier to get rid of the creep.
That's a pretty good use here of the Chen, at the least. He's taking a lot of these. I mean, look, he's taking a Mud Golem, right? You arrow that, you spawn 2 Mud Golems. It's like chopping off the head of a Hydra. There he goes. Arrow me now, he says. I'll only hurl more boulders at you.
With a Kobo Foreman, Marana's just intimidated at this point, so she can't really get close. It's the Chalice.
Like good Foreman.
She can't really rotate mid, or it's harder to rotate mid and get the kill on Viper because Tusk did not go for any point in the tag team. I think that's the right build for Ads, but it doesn't give you any kill potential to recover. So they're going to have to make some interesting plays now as the lanes break up. Yep. This Tusk is not meant to stay in lane for this long. Viper is, though.
Yeah, it'll have to be through the spells, right? You're going to have to probably hit an arrow following a snowball or something into an arena, something like that.
Yeah,
because obviously, right, with that tag team, you're certainly not winning any skirmishes, least of all against something like a Viper who's just going to poison attack you and laugh. As the arrows...
Yeah, it's hard, right? Because Tide is not a good kill, or is a hard kill, rather, as Tide actually is going to get his own kill against J4. We just need 1 Anchor Smash. There we go. First blood for Tide.
Yeah, 6 minutes in.
Tide is a difficult kill, so is the Viper.
Yeah.
What do you kill?
Probably Monkey, I think, is perhaps the easiest, especially because you have the stuns, I'd say, to keep him locked down and to prevent the Jingu stacks from, turning the fight.
Sure. But at the same time, I feel like if low skill is clever, he'll just leave vision completely, right? So you have to go for a smoke to find him, and it's kind of more obvious. You leave Shad alone. I do feel like Ivy can just choke both Viper and Tide and control the tempo of the map early. It's harder for Ads to rotate.
Oh yeah, certainly.
Yeah,
no, certainly. Yeah. It's. I don't disagree with that notion, but I think, if they do end up smoking and ganking the Tide Hunter, I might, question that decision compared to if they go, into the top lane and find a Chen or a Monkey.
No, for sure. That's the play.
Yeah. I mean, because Max he's looking real good. Doesn't have boots yet. Doesn't really need it, right? Such as this laning matchup. Any time you can reduce the base damage of something that holds a crit, Shad? Your lane's gonna look a lot easier, especially if you can get Cube on top of him, trapping him inside the cogs, and with the battery assault taking him away, they easily have a kill there. The seconds now in this bottom lane.
I have a very weak laning support to help you out, so the moment the CK is like slightly out of position, I feel like going for that camp over there is a bit too risky.
No.
They're winning every single lane on Ivy. This makes their draft 10 times better because it's made for this, right? They just didn't get the laning matches I expect this would happen in, but they've just been playing this lanes better. And the supports, honestly, on EU rejects are a bit weaker when it comes to laning. The Leap level 1 Mirana really hurt the top lane as well. They didn't have any kill potential at level 1, which is usually when Mars can get some kills.
Very good point. Yeah, Chen is... speaking of kind of weak lane supports of the Enigma, Chen is not that good at level 1, and then he gets a lot better as soon as the creeps spawn in. It's much
exactly.
better.
So they should have been able to get a kill, but the Leap, of course, level 1 really screwed them. Of course, Mirana opted for that to not die, which was fine, but it did make the lane much weaker.
Yeah, Mobe is still having a fairly easy time in this mid lane. He's got a DD rune in his bottle. He's got almost a full item up. Well, I suppose he didn't upgrade his boots here, but the Dragon Lance is nearly completed. His ads thought about rotating top, perhaps, and is instead going to sit mid a little bit more. They are fighting, though, down bottom, where we see Max able to evade the first usage of the Phantasm by Shad. He is under a ward, though. J4 out of mana, can only give, 6 damage or so, whatever it's reduced to, as a parting gift.
Top. This time is the first use of the arena for Vincento. And they're going to take down his creeps as well. Not bad.
There we go.
But it's just a Chen.
Just a Chen, but it's something, right? A little bit of assist goal, a little bit closer to that first item. Phase boots, and there's DD rune timing out for Mobe. He says, no, I'm going to continue pushing, and I insist. This Viper now 25 denies to his name, almost a total of 100 CS here. He's really in a good position here. And in fact, they catch J4, keep rotating towards this mid lane. With Max not being bottom, or not showing bottom, he can freely rotate away to the other side lanes. And even the mid lane here, get some damage done. Speaking of damage, I mean, with this DD rune, this is significant.
Yeah, we don't even need to rotate the Chen here, man. The Viper's doing the job of the creeps here. And because Tusk is also not able to rotate, then you're not really getting any of the advantage of leaving the creep solo to Viper.
Yep.
Or sorry, the lane solo to Viper.
Yeah, something needs to change here for you rejects, because the build for the Monkey King is Battle Fury, and he is just freely going to farm that up. He feels, obviously, as all 3 lanes are going his way, he can kind of step back and take this more of a farm-heavy route, right? EU rejects are likely going to feel a little bit more pressured into taking some sort of fight or skirmish early, because they're in a weakened state. His team can probably 4v5, and then he'll pay it back later by not quite 1v5ing, right? But he'll be incredibly farmed and pretty hard to take down if this Tusk is underfarmed.
The Viper's 2 points in air talks. Oh, Tanner. He has the leaps this time, though. This time I'm going to serve him well. The 2 points in air talks by Mobe has also helped out their pushing power a lot. And he's very committed to taking this tier 1 mid. That's going to allow them to make rotations. The EU rejects realize there's nothing they can do mid, so they're going to take top instead. At least it's a tower trade. Definitely not as valuable, but it'll open up the map a little bit for this Mars and Tusk to go and get some ganks.
Yeah, and Low Skill's the only one down bottom here currently farming. He's got Max nearby, should they need him, for a Ravage, as now Max is going to begin pushing a little bit. But yeah, things going very well for Ivy, as they'll still get the better of this exchange. 2 towers to 1.
Oh, he had vision. Okay, so that's why he didn't go to the high ground. Well done. They know they have a ward there. Well done. In fact, they know they have wards in 2 places. Can they deward them is the question for EU rejects, as Cube is not going up to the high ground because he doesn't want to die for free.
No, he does not. Even on the clockwork, you want to try and preserve your life as much as you can. Jesse does have another arena here, though, as Cube is given chase. With the ultimate in hand, Cube decides to hold on to it. He's done a good job here at just maintaining and defending the stacks even, so Max is going to get a decent amount of this. There was a medium camp that was stolen, but still not bad. You get the 2 hard camps, so you're fairly happy with this, as Ads and Tanner now look for a bit of a fight. Walrus Punch at the ready here for the Cobalt from Snowbolt, or whatever he calls himself. Snowball from Cobalt.
What?
Yeah, Tusk. He's the Snowball from Cobalt.
I think he's just a walrus.
I mean, he's got plenty of names.
Max? Anchor Smash ads, so no longer can you... I was going to say, no longer can you use the Walrus Punch, but obviously that just got used, and Tag Team is not up for Tusk yet. Looking for a kill on Cube instead, looking for the easiest kill, it seems like. Arrow will miss. They wait for the Ice Shards. At least the Spear will hit, but the Cog's protecting Cube for a while.
There we go.
The Snowball, as he hookshots himself to safety, is not going to matter here, because Cube is too far gone.
Yeah, and underneath his tier 2 tower, he's got a lot of bonus armor as well, right? 5 bonus armor, doubling his armor. He's a fairly tanky hero already. Yeah, there's no way that that was going to be a kill, unfortunately, for Ads. Doesn't die, though. They don't rotate any other heroes underneath the tier 2 tower to try and get a counter kill. Ivy just very happy to continue their progression towards their items, continue farming away.
Yeah, the Monkey King is looking, like I said, really close to that Battle Fury. Very early as well, considering he went for Treads and Orb of Venom.
Yeah, I mean, and even this Tidehunter Max feels like the state of this game is looking so good. He's going for an Ag Scepter. They have caught a Viper in the mid lane, though, as there's going to be the Snowball kill on top. So a bit of gold now for Ads.
Good. Very needed, honestly, kill on Mobe. They did use literally every resource in the book by just rotating all their heroes, but only 1 ultimate committed for this. Well, you consider the Walrus Punch.
Yeah. Yeah,
we don't consider that.
and they conserve Black Hole, so they can still reasonably find another pickoff if they need to, if they want to. And Chessie wants to. He's going to blink forward. He doesn't quite catch JMV with the bonk, but he does catch him with the spear, as the Chen creeps are actually going to block the hook shot, but they still have more than enough follow-up there to get the kill on the Mars. And now Low Skill looking for more.
Tanner doesn't have leaps. 3 more seconds for that leap. Tanner just trying to survive for those extra seconds. There we go. We just got it. Where is he going to face when he does it? Doesn't want to get gushed. Misses the anchor smash, actually. Tanner under the tower now. They are committing for him, though. Gets the arrow off as Low Skill jumps onto him. But there's just no rotation from anyone in EU reject, so they're going to lose Tanner for free.
I thought they might have considered, you know, a Black Hole and TPing a couple heroes in, but I think Max was wisely keeping his distance, so he could simply cancel that with a Ravage and then just kind of TP away.
Or kill the Enigma.
Or kill the Enigma. Yeah, very true. Yeah, he could also just kill the Enigma. He is a Tide Hunter. He can certainly do that. And yeah, this Anchor Smash has got a lot of value versus EU Rejects, doesn't it? You reduce the critical healing and therefore the regeneration of Chaos Strike. You know, I guess really only Phantasm to dispel that. Tusk as well loses a lot of his damage in Walrus Punch if he's anywhere near you. So yeah, very, very... you know, this Tide, you don't want to be anywhere near him, especially if you're an Enigma, who is likely to take now his third death here to the tag team duo of Cube and Max.
Yeah, it's a good game for damage reduction because, like you said, you have a lot of abilities, got Rebuke as well, that deal with your basic damage.
Good point.
But also, you have 3 strength heroes, and usually strength heroes, because of how good that stat is early and mid, they like to build stats, right? Early and mid to, like, scale. And then later, it's when they start to struggle in terms of damage. But that's why we see a lot of armlets, you see bracers, etc., etc.
That's true.
And obviously, the Anchor Smash reduces base damage, so it's particularly good against strength carries like Chaos Knight, where the armlet feels much weaker. Echo Saber, same, right? A lot of the early items are actually strength-based, so it goes really well with these kind of carries.
Yeah, very, very true. And, you know, in general, against carries who typically scale up using physical damage and crits into the later game, you're still good against these guys in that regard as well, of course, because, well, you counter them now doing the same thing. So very, very good optics here, I'd say, here for the Tide, especially as he's halfway towards Ags already, so he is really committing for this first item.
J4 avoided the hook shot, but he could still be in trouble. The snowball from Ads comes in, but not quite inside those cogs. J4 is tanking the batter shot fully, but J4 will manage to survive this and kill Cube in the process.
Well, that's Battle Fury finished already for Low Skill, as we said a little bit ago. Next into BKB for him. Viper is momentarily going to finish his own off Mobe, needing only 700 more gold. And that's when we probably expect Ivy to actually start fighting a little bit.
Yeah. Mobe currently has his BKB available, though, so he's still pretty strong.
Oh, you're right.
Yes,
he's disassembled it, of course.
Yeah. Because the Dragon Lance is what Richie's referring to.
But that good
it is. I love this choice, though. I love the rushing of the BKB. I feel like you want to play that tempo this game, so I think it's definitely the right choice. Viper's can afford to go for other intermediate items, but not this game. Good arena, missing the spear, though. Cube just walks back. They weren't expecting that arrow hits, but the cogs are protecting Cube forever. And in fact, Max gets a courier and wants a little bit more. No blink, though. He's going for the Ags, which means it's harder to get that perfect Ravage off. On the chase, maybe punishing Chessie for this play in the top lane. No TP on Chessie, and they saw this, but they're not going to commit.
No, not quite yet anyway. Instead, they're thinking about Roche. Without the threat of the arena, a Black Hole still, of course, remains in the hands of J4, but whether or not he can actually, you know, find himself in a spot in the fight to use it is an entirely different question, as right now Shad is in trouble, has Phantasm active now. He's trying to get it off here, but they've got stuns to cancel it. There's going to be the final stun to kill him off. The Ravage there out from Max secures the kill, and they even find J4 hiding behind a tree.
Oh, good kills here for Ivy. Then we'll take the Rosha with the Gush. Even it's all level 2. Oh well, they didn't use this as efficiently though, because they lost the minus armor. Tanner, will you help them with the arrow? I don't think he can scout and leap, which is what he's planning on, but we'll see.
He's gonna give it a go.
Rocket Flare?
Yeah, he's picked off
Did
there.
scout Tanner.
That flare. You can see Ivy not too concerned. They'll just roam the clockwork on over as the arrow will scout Roche beat a little bit low. No chance to leap in now, though, as Cube is going to scatter him to the winds. And that is going to be first stages here into the hands, into the paws, I suppose, more aptly, of the Monkey King. Do monkeys have hands? Yes, they have
Monkeys
hands.
do have hands. They don't have thumbs.
They do have hands.
Right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think most animals have hands.
No, dogs don't have
Hands
hands.
is a matter of perception.
Cats don't have hands. Hook shot there onto Tanner. He is going to try and make it alive out of this one, and so far, thanks to his teammates, he's managed to do just that. As you can see, yes, the hands of Mirana's mount, Sagan, make you know, she's very happy.
The front legs are his hands. That's what it is. Right? It's a matter of perception.
Yeah, sure thing, dude.
I feel like it's like fish, right? Like fish fins are hands for fish.
Yeah, very true. I mean, how else do fish give each other high fives?
Well, yeah, exactly. Look at Tide. Is he holding something? Yeah, and he's a fish, so clearly he has hands. That's a fin.
Yeah, but he actually does straight up have hands. You're not wrong about that.
Only, yeah, I guess so. I guess
No, that's a hand. I mean, it's got like 3 tentacles. He's a little bit of like a Cthulhu kind of guy, but
how does he have any mobility without thumbs though? Oh, he does have a thumb.
No,
he's two fingers and a thumb.
Yeah, he's
that is fascinating.
He's efficient.
What
with
a great design, actually.
Yeah, I agree.
Whatever made Tide.
I agree.
Yeah, clearly a good cryptozoologist. Anyway, they're gonna take the tower top. Max doesn't have Ravage, so I don't know what he's planning on doing here. He can gush 1 creep. There we go. That's the plan. He's gonna aggro the creeps as the Eidolon still hit.
I mean,
is he gonna save it?
I don't think they can kill him reasonably, even without Ravage.
Yeah, but does he present that much of a threat? He's just a big creep, right? I feel like you could just continue the push.
You Rejects do not feel the same. Oh, there they go. Black hole. Careful not to spear him out of it. I don't know if you can even do that, to be honest, but Max, tanky. Is he tanky enough? No, not quite. Eventually will be taken down.
Yeah, you can, by the way, so I'm glad I didn't do that. Good kill. Cube, though, wanted to counter his shit. There's the hook shot. Arena immediately used by Chessie, but Chessie can't really pin him to the wall. Doesn't matter, though. The damage is high enough to kill off Cube. Obey continuing this aggression. They use 2 of their big ultimates now. They just want to retreat here. EU rejects. Ooh, low skill jumps onto them, but misses a stun. God's Rebuke will not get him off the tree in time. So he's capable of at least not dying there. And the rest of EU Rejects will be capable of retreating. Well done. Yeah, a couple of free kills there for EU Rejects, especially into this first Aegis. Ivy not really coming together here in this Tier 2 tower defense. I suppose they defend the tower, so they'll be happy with that. But they can't even leap on over to cancel Tanner's TP in time. So they'll be only dropping 2 kills. Nothing too big. Max has Ravage now that he's a respawn, so he's no longer, as you labeled him, a walking creep, and can actually present a little bit more of a threat next time they try and kill him. He is about to finish Ag Scepter, though. So lots of farm going to be coming the way here of the cores, at least, if not the Viper, because he does kind of fall off a little bit. Certainly this Monkey with Battle Fury, and now Tidehunter with Ag Scepter. So this net worth lead of 5K, I'd expect it to continue sliding a bit more here towards Ivy as the game progresses. It also feels like the lane shoving will become kind of insane for Ivy, right? Enigma will be almost like a farm factory for them because Eidolons are going to be fed to these 2 heroes. And this makes it harder for Rejects to make plays when Tusk finally hits his stride. He went for BKB first item, which will be okay. But I think you need more than that, honestly. I think you need the Blink Ags to make this hero effective.
Yeah, I'd perhaps tack on Aether Lens to that.
I mean, if you have to go all these items, I feel like you'll never get online.
Oh, he might not do that if they kill him here.
That's for sure. Ads, fighting his own. Low skill stuck in the ice shard, but there's no rotation to help out Ads. In fact, they're going bottom for a kill on the Viper. There's a good use of their time, actually, because Ads is still alive. Shad wants to use Reality Rift first. There's the combo. The BKB from Viper used in time.
And they hook shot it into the base onto the Tusk. He's going to snowball off of the low ground where they will kill him. J4 is here, but presents no threat. He does not have Black Hole, and in fact, Low Skill's going to BKB and chase after. Big Pole is not going to save J4, as it's Max who gushes him from the low ground. And now even Tanner, who leaps away underneath his Tier 2 tower, is going to be given chase here by Low Skill. Tanner
has one more leap left, once again. He just got it. But it's difficult to fight this. Ravage committed now to kill both Tanner and Chessie. They were baiting this out. Tanner will be the first to fall. Chessie acting in the BKB.
Oh,
but
great cogs.
With a great force step from Cube. Stops Chessie's retreat. Chessie about to lose his BKB. They'll kill him right through it, no matter what.
Oof. Yeah, that's looking really rough. And Shad, of course, he continues doing the next best thing he can, which is just simply farm away. But what's really concerning there for Miavo is that E-Rejects, they use 2 of their BKB charges extremely disjointed. Ivy do the same, but they end up getting this Tier 2 tower. They conserve Aegis, and of course, they get all 4 of the kills compared to losing just about nothing in that engagement. So this avenue of which E-Rejects could kind of come back into this game, maybe, you know, ignoring Ravage, maybe ignoring the Viper a little bit. It's not really coming together here with these first couple of BKB charges. But now the triple BKB is here, right? Shad has his. He can join now Ads and activate his BKB, and perhaps there's a kill to be had here without Ravage.
I do feel like the stronger lanes from Ivy and the fact that they managed to take tier 1 mid so early, and the Rejects are still not been able to mirror that movement, has really limited the amount of plays the Rejects can make. And then, like you said, they just let the enemy team farm until they got the big core items. And their core is just a bit cheaper.
And they've just smoked underneath the ward as well. I wanted to bring that up, right, because they took tier 1 so early. The vision game here from Ivy is impeccable. They know this is coming. They just send a rocket flare over cheekily, but EU Rejects are not going to find anything here with this.
No. And they needed this because this is a lineup of skills with kills, right? Like CK can somewhat farm, and Tusk is not that bad with like Snowball Ice Shards and clear lanes, but you're meant to murder things, right? And they haven't really been able to do that because of the tower control from Ivy. At least now they take a mid tower with the Phantasm, taking advantage of the smoke that was obvious, or right, that was scouted.
Yep.
So they use that presence and that pressure for something, but Ivy still avoids the smoke altogether.
Yeah, and Ads is giving chase, but the monkey's already TP'd away. Yeah, I mean, like, and now the Echo Saber's about to be reassembled here for CK, as of course you disassemble it for its Ogre-X into BKB, so you can fight a little bit earlier, and now it's reassembled. But that was just like, you know, what, maybe a minute and a half where Shad is not farming, right? He's looking to try and find a fight, and fair play to him, that's the proper move, but he's farming, well, you know, very inefficiently and not at all in that period, essentially. All the while, Max is shoving these waves. He's now got Blink and is making good progress towards a Refresher. This Monkey King as well is going for his own Ag Scepter and is already over halfway there thanks to his Battle Fury. So, yeah, things are starting to look really rough.
And with this axe, now you have a lot more a lot more high ground taking potential because they removed the roasting for the Monkey King. So, yeah, that's I just thought of that. But that means that you take objectives easier. You can actually utilize the Aegis to actually go high ground. Like it becomes much scarier for your rejects because Ivy will be ready to sentence the game, which is what they're looking for. And once again, the lane shot makes it impossible for EU to make any plays. They just have to wait this out. Yep. Look at this. J4 literally was, what, 10 meters away from the space?
Yeah, he still dies. Yeah, I mean, well played to Ivy, right? They're not taking any of this bait. They know that EU Rejects smoked into their jungle, and now we're sieging to tier 2. They give respect to EU Rejects. They're like, obviously, there's a ward in our jungle. Let's not play around there. We'll avoid that area. We can take, we can lose a tier 2 tower, especially if our Tidehunter denies it, this mad. And we can just take a fight following that. They've set up vision. Check out this ward down bottom. That cube sets up. It's right outside the tier 3. I expect this to pay off in a little bit. Wouldn't expect that to be dewarded unless they, like, you know, smoke gank Shad right now. But either way, like, that's gonna be a good opening here for Ivy, who's already in a very comfortable position in this game.
Yep. Right, we saw Blink Dagger and Ads now.
That's something.
We'll see how much this changes.
That's something. He's starting up now the farm for the Ag Scepter. Let's see here how much he get there.
It's gonna take forever, dude. Yep. 26 minutes, you managed to get Blink and BKB. Not bad, honestly, but now the farm is gonna start to be divided. Like, as they've taken your tier 2s, right? Now you can only take the farm that's really close to your base, as J4 just proved. And that's probably gonna be given to CK and Mars, right? I think those are, well, I guess if Tusk is your mid laner, maybe you give him some farm priority. Because he needs that Ags. Without that Ags, this whole build does not work out.
Yeah, very true. Tanner's a little bit spooked by this very speedy Tidehunter, especially with the Blink Dagger, but Max is going to keep his distance. Yeah, man, I don't know. Like, that's the problem with this Tusk hero, right? When played as a core is if your team's not in a position to kind of fight with you with your natural skill builds that you want to end up taking and take advantage of that, then you're not really meant for farming. Tag team's okay for farming. Tag team snowball, it's just fine. But you'd much rather kill heroes with those abilities to find your goals.
Yeah, it's your goal, man. But they haven't been able to do that. I feel like it's just the story that the whole game. Ivy has been controlling this. There hasn't been a moment where I feel like EU Rejects was playing the game they wanted to play. No. I did like their draft better, I'll be honest, though. I just think Ivy got away with a really good early game.
Now this Chen is really starting to farm up quite the storm as well. He's the designated Wraith Pact buyer. You know, with Tide returning, I thought perhaps we'd see this morbid mask get turned into that Wraith Pact. Not the case here, as the Chen's finished that one off, and it's allowed the Tide to go for even greedier items. He's immediately queued up this Refresher.
I didn't think at least Vlad's, right? Like, even if not Wraith Pact, Vlad's are just so good on Tide.
Yeah, I concur. Maybe for a Satanic later.
Honestly,
Yeah.
at this point, yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
I mean, the lifesteal is still
Monkey
good.
King is going for Daedalus. When was the last time you saw Monkey King Daedalus, man?
Actually, it's been a while.
Yeah. This is the I'm winning so much, I'm just going to get the highest impact aggressive item, right? Daedalus is best in that regard. He could go Sober Edge, what's the point if you have Nether Toxin already?
Yeah, you don't really require the break. Yeah, I'm totally fine with this.
I mean, at least these rejects found a place to farm, though, in the bottom lane, and they have taken a tower as a result. Not bad. It is gold that they desperately need, and it's gold that Tusk does not have to work for, which is important. Oh, they're actually going to go for high ground? Shad? They start to force them to TP.
They'll ring the doorbell, but even without seeing any TPs, you can see that they're not too eager to really commit to this.
Well, yeah, I mean, they know they kind of have to a degree, because nobody's TPing back. They probably assumed the Roche. Shad,
yeah, he's just
he
dead,
stayed a bit too long.
Oh, they missed the hook
Hookshot
shot.
misses, though.
Okay, he's alive. If hookshot hit him, he probably would have died there. You trap him inside cogs, and there's no save for him, really. Oh, but they lost Roche for this. Okay. That was real fast. It was very fast. Side as well, helping, making very quick work. He's got now both perseverances, even though he only has but 2 fingers. He's got 2 rings now. And is about to turn it into a whole orb. Where do you put the... When you assemble the refresher orb, where does it go in the hero? Do you just, like, hold it? Are you just like a wizard that holds their orb?
I think so. And then you, like, invoke it to the sky. You go, oh, refresher! And then it works its magic and it refreshes your skills, right?
Very good, very good.
Or maybe you bonk your head with it and it gives you amnesia, and then you forgot to use your spell, so you don't know about the cooldown.
See, what I imagine Refresh Orb would do is that it's like a little, like it's a pocket-sized orb, right? And what happens is that when you want to use it, you just like crack it on the ground, like you just throw it on the ground, and it kind of
like an egg.
Yeah, and it refreshes exactly like an egg. Yes, and the yolky goodness is what ends up refreshing your abilities, and then it kind of takes a while to come back together.
Right. Oh, right. You have to like pick it up you're like picking up the pieces of the egg.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, it's magic, right? So it does that itself.
Oh, it recomposes inside your pocket. It's like a better version of Humpty Dumpty then.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they should really rename it to, Humpty Dumpty Orb.
Humpty Dumpty Orb, yeah.
We're in for a long pause, guys, so just wait. The banter is going to get even better here. A router restart. That'll be about 3 or 4 minutes.
Oh, wow. All right. I don't know why Jay Vincento is lying. He just ran out of bread. He's just had to take a bread break. He's probably got a new loaf of black bread. Did you see his stream where he did the bread review?
I didn't. What was S tier?
Well, so it's in German, so I don't know.
so it was all beer.
I just watched
was it?
There's something ASMR about watching him eating like a massive, like he would just eat the pieces whole, right? So which is very impressive. I don't know, his mouth does not seem that big. But it fits bread, and I just watched the whole stream as he was talking in German. I was like, all right, this seems good content. I wish it was in English. Jay Vincento used to be well, I mean, he still is, right? But he participated a lot as a German journalist for Dota, so he does a lot of like articles and stuff in German. So he's actually like a big part of the community. Yeah. Not only as a player.
Yeah. No, I certainly agree. I met a couple of the other German players when we were in Stockholm. Not sure if they were on Ivy, but
did you ever meet him? He was there.
Yeah. I ran into him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he tried to give me bread.
he like shoved it in my mouth.
Yeah, he pulled it out of his own. It was like a chipmunk, He just had it straight in there. A whole loaf of sourdough. Very sour. There's the tier 3.
The German bread.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's incredibly easy as well, right? Wraith Pact as well to cover the Monkey King and the statues, ensuring that there's just no chance really for you rejects to even close the gap. If there's maybe an Ag Scepter for Tusk, if there is a kick, perhaps they can threaten to make a play. Now they're going to go here, but the Ravage instantly turns. They're going to catch 2 cores without BKB active. Lowskill then can wait to use his, and that means he outfights this 2-1 very easily, Avo.
Lowskill wants to reinitiate though. There's a black hole from J4. It's a good one. Can they cancel with a hookshot? They accomplish it. Now the Boundless Strike. There's no BKBs on EU Rejects. They have to retreat. This arena at least will keep Ivy in place, but they've already gotten the kill on J4, wasting his black hole as well. Good hookshot there by Q. Could have been really good though, so I understand the attempt. As Viper TP's in.
There's another Ravage ready. Max is hiding it right now. This could be disastrous for EU Rejects, but he's going to show.
I don't think they can defend
his Humpty Dumpty Orb.
The Rax is gonna fall. Okay, they have at least the Moonlight Shadow to surprise initiate. Az has to be the person to do so, it seems like. Or maybe you just stay away. Just stay away, don't do much, Max. They go for him, spear him back, and they kill him in time. They have no break though. He's gonna get the Ravage off, the BKBs at least, but not everyone has them, which means they destroy Tanner and Chessie. It's only the Tusk that starts to get away, but the Cogs pushes him back. The BKB useless. Ivy, they've just taken down 3 now.
Yep.
That's 1 bites back.
Yep, I mean, they at least get cubed, but, like, that's really saying something. That at least we got the Clockwork who just, you know, poke shot it into our fountain, basically. But Shad's now in trouble. They even spear the Viper even closer to try and get the kill. Chessie, who just bought back, in trouble, does manage to get back into his fountain as the Wraithback is covering them, but Throne is exposed. The Monkey King still doing work. There's the kick, the first of the game, and they spear him into the fountain. Walrus Punch as well does secure the kill, but they have to defend the Throne. 100 HP and falling too quick for them as EU Rejects will lose game number 1.
As the Mars activates his shield towards the end, he's like, please, Viper, hit me, not the throne, Viper. It was a worthy attempt for sure, but not good enough here for EU Rejects. I feel like the early game just went too badly. They couldn't really recover, and this Tusk mid didn't have the impact that I saw, at least in NA, when Gunner played it. I was excited about this pick, but I didn't think it really did much. It was mostly because of the lanes. Good flexing though on Ivy. I like the Monkey King plus Viper flex, and maybe EU Rejects should have respected that more. When Ivy banned Alina, it was like a really big tell that they were planning on flexing both Viper and Monkey King to mid, and they were prepared to do that. And you should have gone for something, even if it's unorthodox, that can beat both lanes.